Two and one. We're live.
Hey, you guys out there, I appreciate you guys tuning in to the Focus Up show. I just want to say thanks to all the sponsorships and all the people watching this show today. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. We got Mr. Walk on one end, and we got our boy Mr. Floyd X. Um, and me myself is Mr. JC. We just want to welcome y'all to the show today and talk to you guys and let you guys know about a few things going on. Um, Mr. Floyd, I guess if you want to, or I should I say, Mr. Walk, start us off with the topic that we choose to talk about today.
Um, well, first of all, how was your week, fellas?
Not
How was
bad,
your week?
All good.
not bad. Regular week, I guess I should say.
Yeah.
Good energy flowed out throughout the week. I can't complain about that.
Woke up to see another day. Shit.
Don't
So,
start that, Mr. Floyd X.
Hey, woke
Don't
up
do that.
today, man. Shoot.
I never thought I'd hear that from you. No,
What?
I'm just messing with you. But still alive. No.
Still alive. Shit.
Nah,
Thank
same. Yeah, same here. Had a
Yeah.
good week. Taking it slow. Same thing process.
Yeah.
Getting through it.
Yep.
All right, where we at? So, yes, the topic today, we had we lost another young brother that was doing positive. You wouldn't tell by his music and some of his songs, but he was doing a lot for the community in Memphis, and they put a hit out on him, and they got him, which was really kind of tragic too. So, Mr. Young Dolph, rest in peace.
Word. Rest in peace.
Right.
That was a cold situation, man. And he was just going to get some cookies for his mama and shit.
Yeah.
That was a cold situation, man. And
anybody understand what it was about? Why?
at this point, I don't. I haven't heard anything as to. I know they saying suspects are identified and they released those pictures and stuff like that, but I haven't heard anything concrete as to the motive and all of that.
The suspects had hoodies on.
Yeah.
It was two steppers out there, man, and they
Yep.
both had hoodies on, man. So it's like, come on, man. This COVID with the
Man.
mask over the face. Who gonna identify you like that?
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the season for a reason, man. Or I
Right.
should say, this is the reason for a season of killing, because you can walk into a liquor store, you can walk into any type of store with a mask over your face and pull a 211 or pull a 187.
Yep. That's
Right.
crazy.
And
But they said he's been having like money on his head for like years. Like this is like the third attempt. Well,
Yeah. Third
he
time.
got-
Yep.
question: Was he with Young Gotti when they came out to the city and Young Gotti and them got shot at? What was they at?
Hollywood. It was at the
Hollywood,
W.
right?
He did get shot in Hollywood.
But
Yeah.
he wasn't with him. It was Young Gotti guys.
Was accused of it or
Yeah. Then he got shot. He got shot in the butt or something like that. It was like right by the W Hotel
Yeah,
in Hollywood. Yeah.
yeah.
man.
But he wasn't with Young because him and Yo Gotti had issues.
Yeah.
They got beef. You know
Yeah.
what I
Oh,
mean?
they got.
Yep.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
because they said yesterday they said that they put security around Young Gotti's restaurant or some shit or something.
People the retaliation. They were like put that whole city on lockdown because of retaliations and shit. They was like people gonna
They
rise.
both from the same city.
Yep, from the same city. It's
It's
crazy.
like, what are we doing, man? What are we doing?
It's crazy.
What are we doing, man? You know what I mean? It's like we constantly. I don't know. It just seems like um we're not tired of what's going on yet because we haven't figured out a solution. Um, right now, this music that our culture is putting out,
Yep.
not helping us.
Nope.
As a whole. I can't complain because I do listen to underground music myself. This is something I grew up in. But my mindset is not that way no more.
Yeah.
But I do have a switch. And if that switch is clicked, my mindset can go there within a second or two.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I know it's just music. But we got young ones up under us, man, that's wanting to do this for a living.
Yeah. I know myself, I'm rethinking listening to gangster rap. I'm sitting there like, this shit is non-productive and it's killing us. You know what I'm saying? Even though we feel like, I'm not gonna be influenced by no niggas talking about shooting niggas. It's just entertainment. But these young people, they may be getting influenced and thinking that's the shit to do. You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's starting to look like when they running around talking about this and that, and then shit start happening, spilling out into the streets, niggas getting killed, and that shit is like, God damn, is it the music? You know what I'm saying? Make me question that shit, and I'm like,
it is, homie. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
When I started growing up, they had Banging on Wax, right?
Yeah.
That was not played on the radio.
Okay.
We have gang music played on the radio now.
Okay.
Right.
We have people saying blood on the radio now. We have Crips.
Yeah.
This is California we talking about. This is the homeland.
Yeah.
We started this shit.
Right.
And I think it's up to us to stop it. As far as the Californians, you know what I mean? Because it's mostly black and brown, man. We're suffering, man, at a rate to where our kids are not even in the street no more, playing no more.
No.
It was because of the video games and the internet. But the more killing I see when I turn on my news in the morning, that's happening in my city. I can see why a lot of parents don't want their kids riding their big wheels in the street or big wheels on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
In front of their apartment building where they don't have no place to play. They can't play in the parking lot. You understand?
I feel that the music is influential in a lot of ways because I remember me and Mr. Floyd X when we was younger, like listening to NWA was like we just felt like, damn, we need a gun. Like even living in LA, I never used to think like that, but it was like, damn, I need a gun. Like we out here without a gun, like and but that was like, it was like kind of programming us to feel that way. Like even though never had one and never even thought about it back then until it was like, yo, what's going on? Is a chick gonna set me up to get me killed? And we still in high school thinking like that. And like I know now with the stuff just on blast on the radio, like you say, crip walking in every video. I know these young boys, they run around here and they thinking like, this is what we need to do. We got to get an extendo, get some bands, get our bands up and stuff like that. So I definitely do think it is influential on us as an entire culture, and it's doing more harm than good.
And what makes it more real is the way they be rapping about they ops and putting names out there, talking about smoke and to all this killing stuff and being proud of who got shot and all that shit. It's like, I think it's too real in the sense of it's affecting people, and people got to see that shit. They the parents of those people that was murdered got to hear that shit about somebody bragging in a song about who they killed. It's
right. That's smoking on Tuka.
Yeah,
like, that's cold blooded. That boy was only 16.
Yep. And that shit not gonna if you a child and you growing up and you hearing that, it's constantly going in your head like that nigga killed my uncle or killed my pops when I was a kid. And the song I could press play today and hear it, and he bragging about killing my pops. That's that child infurious, you know what I'm saying? And he gonna want to seek revenge.
Right.
Go after that dude. If he out there in the streets and he ain't like, what else I'm gonna do? This nigga still bragging. I could press play today and hear that shit.
Yeah.
You
You
know?
know what? You know what the bigger picture is. The government know.
Yeah.
Just like Ronald Reagan,
Yeah.
just like Nancy Reagan,
Uh-huh.
dare to keep dare drug. What was that name of the program that Nancy Reagan created?
Just say no.
Yeah, drug. That was called Dare.
Yeah,
Right.
all right. Drugs are resistance to education.
Yeah. Right. So when she created that, Ronald Reagan turned around and signed the bill for selling yayo in the community, selling drugs, right? For the cocaine that started flooding South Central Los Angeles, right? So now we got to worry about, us selling drugs to our own people, right? And now we have a double-edged sword to where it's not about we worrying about the drugs that's being sold. Now we're worrying about us killing each other
Yeah.
with weapons.
That's crazy.
So we got two problems. First, we had a big problem selling drugs to our own people. You know what I mean? Now we got another problem, us killing each other over streets and shit that we never even paid rent on.
Real shit. Real shit.
You know what I mean? And, it's just to the point to where they need to start censoring these radio stations and fining
You know
these
what?
radio stations.
I don't even think it's the radio stations anymore because most everybody stream. Like, do you listen to the radio?
No, you're right.
Right.
We got access to every song in these phones, man. We got
Hey,
access to the raunchiest, the dirtiest, the
you're right.
gangster shit.
You're
If
right.
our children listen to, I mean, like for myself, my children, my son, he don't listen to rap music too much. My daughters listen to it for entertainment purposes, I believe. And but if I had like a teenagers right now, I would be concerned if they was like deep into rap music and was able to access it on their phone like nothing and just walk around with them little earbuds, having that shit in their brain all day. I'll smoke a nigga, shoot a nigga, slang that shit all day, listening to that shit. That shit is crazy, man. And
It
it's so
develops a mindset, homie, to where you think you want to compete,
yeah,
think you want to be like
yeah,
um, the entities that you listen to on Spotify,
yeah,
on YouTube.
yep,
It's to the point to where you see them on YouTube making these videos, homie, and they're literally in the turfs with their flags. You know what I mean? And it's like, since when was that okay, man?
yeah,
It started to be okay when they say, "Oh, this is another tool that we can use to make them start killing each other
yeah,
more."
man.
Because back in the day, wasn't no YouTube. You had to walk up on somebody and get it in. You know what I mean? Wasn't no social media. You had to say, "Oh, boy said this to you. He said this and that. Oh, they gonna be up at school after school, man. We gonna get it in." That's how it went down, man. You know what I mean? Wasn't no social media, man.
Yeah,
Right.
Wasn't no social media, man. It's like now you got kids carrying fanny packs.
Mhm.
Now I'm leery of niggas in the neighborhood with fanny packs on. You feel me? I was absent-minded. I was like, oh, he ain't got no money in that fanny pack. Oh,
Right.
oh, they moving around here way smooth and way different. And it's like that nerve that you think is a nerve, it's a straight hitter.
Right.
yeah.
That's what Faith said. He was like, he'll be a dude with some checker skinny jeans and a backpack with an extendo in that sucker. Like, yeah, these young boys. Yeah. I don't I honestly, to be honest, like it's hard to see a solution. It's like I know just as far as with me, with my children, it's like that's kind of how far I see it. But it's some things as far as what I can do, as far as with my community. And that's really where we kind of lost that, because everybody's just thinking about themselves and what they have going on. They're not thinking about the whole community.
Yeah.
This goes sort of in line on what me and Mr. JC was talking about, as far as, and where we all was talking about, as far as like trying to help the community with the children, starting like a mentorship program. Because I know I take my son to the park every day and let him burn some of that energy. I could probably take like a few kids, like, hey, come on with me and let's go to the park. Let's toss this pigskin around, and let's do this, let's do that. Because I think stuff like that'll help.
It'll help.
Help.
I mean, it's about us doing our part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I was saying with the Focus Up project program, we can create an app, and
Mm-hmm.
that app will be access to a lot of moms, single moms out there, or either single dads that has to work and can't get their kid to football practice, basketball practice. We can create an app. You understand what I mean? For
Mm-hmm.
parents, single parents, you know what I mean, to call for mentorship for their kids to be picked up, or for their kids just to have some quality time spent with them, and knowing that their kids is in good care.
Yeah.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about our color. I'm talking about all races, man. You know what I mean? All races, man, because I think it's not just our culture that's suffering from that type of situation. You know what I mean? All parents need help in
Mm-hmm.
one way or the other.
Okay.
So I think that's something that we can really, I guess, look into and try to see if we can make that happen sooner or later down the road.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds cool to have something. We do got to get out of the community and participate and help curb this senseless murdering and all that stuff. We do need to get active and just
Right.
make it happen. So
And
that's
I don't think it's no other better way to do it by um, how we're going to try to do it. You know what I mean? From where we came from, we came about that stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
much know what kind of medication is needed. You know what I mean? That help what's going on out there. Because it's a sickness, homie.
yeah.
It's really a disability if you want to really say it. You understand what I mean? Because it's a mindset that you
Yeah.
develop.
Mm.
Like anything else that somebody has a mental relapse or a mental collapse, far as how would you say um I guess a psychological breakdown where you don't have control over your mind making the right moves.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I was saying to you, Mr. Walk? Why is it that our culture, you know, has a hard time making positive decisions to help our race move forward? Why is it so hard?
Mm.
When
Yeah.
it's not hard.
Well, I mean, just looking at it, it does seem like it should be easy, not to just be on that, you know, running around with a pistol every day and looking for the ops.
Mm.
But it's like it's psychological. It's embedded. It's embedded. Not saying, and it's seeming like this is how it's designed for us to do this, to want to kill each other.
Mm.
Like the other day, I seen like it was like 8 brothers, like young brothers, like they had to be like maybe 19, 18, and they was hoodied up and they was just walking. But in my mind, first it was like, what
They up
they up to?
Mm.
Yeah, and I'm black. I'm
Mm.
black, like thinking that about my own people. Like
because you were in the same scenario.
mm-hmm.
That's because growing up, you was with a lot of the homies
Yeah.
in the street and was up to no good.
Yeah. Right.
That's
Man.
why
Right.
your mindset was on that level.
Yeah. And see, that's what I'm saying. And it's like it's programmed in us. It's programmed in us. And then like my son, this is he was like wearing a hoodie, black, dressed in all black. I'm like, damn man, why you walking around like that? You look like you ready about to do something. And he did what my son said. He said, I could be wearing fluorescent yellow and people will think the same thing. And I was like, I really have to think about it. Like,
Wow,
you got a point.
Wow.
You know?
Let's dig deeper into that. You say it's programmed in us. What do you mean when you say that?
By the music.
By the music?
You hang around.
Okay.
It starts with our uncles. It starts with our elders.
Yeah.
I mean, it starts with the people around us that we hear, that we see.
Yeah.
And everybody wants to be like their peoples.
Mm-hmm.
Who wants to be the eyeball?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like your peers. Yeah.
Will pick us up in the truck. You know what I mean? All the homies used to hop in the back of the Nissan truck. You understand what I'm saying? Bank up to the liquor store, make a liquor store run. I mean, these are things that, these are things that I guess you could say, because I had a single mom. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have the threat of a father beating me up because I was fucking up at school. You understand what I'm saying? I didn't have that threat. Even though my mom's put in work with the extension cord, with the broomstick, with the tennis rackets, you know what I mean? Whatever she can get her hands on, it just wasn't enough, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just wasn't enough. 5 boys, 1 lady. No way, man.
God, man.
Anyway, she did the best she could. At the same time, the odds, the ratio out of her 5 boys, 3 out of 2.
Damn, man.
Oh, really? Wow.
Damn. That's crazy, man.
3 out of 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Damn, dude. That's gotta find a I know everybody always trying to solve this shit, but I think all we can do is do, you know what I'm saying? And participate on the positive side. Like you say, jumping in the Nissan truck, going to make that liquor store, all that shit, the music, the alcohol, the drugs, all that shit play a part. And then we out there, we just killing each other. And it's like, God damn, what's gonna stop this shit? It takes grown ass men, takes grown men to get out there and show people another direction. Like I was watching something on ESPN last night about some boxers, old school boxers and stuff, how they in the community teaching these young children how to box. I think it was in Baltimore. And they just got to be out there. The dude was older, just pointing in the streets where his homeboy got smoked when he was a kid, and they just out there. What they know is boxing, so that's what they teaching them to keep them off the streets. Come on, let's go to this gym. And I mean, I think all of us got to do something, man.
I was saying the Focuz Up Project Center will be the name that we put on the building.
Okay.
We need those all across Los Angeles. We need that for the community. We need a community building in every neighborhood, man.
Yeah.
Because there's nowhere for these kids to go in Los Angeles, and everybody know that.
Right.
They shut down the elementary schools after school, so we couldn't go nowhere after school. That's how it all started. At lunch, I mean, during summertime, summer schools were open.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Now ain't no schools open in summertime. That stopped years ago. Wasn't no free lunches no more. You know what I mean? Wasn't no way, you know what I mean, for kids to get out there and spend that energy in the right positive direction.
Yeah.
So once the schools closed up, then that left us to the streets, man.
I got a question. I saw somewhere that World on Wheels was back open or whatever. Do you think that World on Wheels is a positive environment for our children to escape into a positive, do something aside from being on the streets?
You know what? That's funny because it's funny you say that, because when I heard World on Wheels was open way back in the day, back open, I was like, whoa, they're back open. Then I was told it wasn't like that, right? They said it wasn't,
back on the gang banging like it
wasn't affiliated. It wasn't entrenched. And that's where you go if you affiliated on Fridays and this and that, right? On Saturdays. They said it's mostly for the kids and all that. But when I started going, it was for the kids.
Okay.
You know what I mean? And it was
like a positive environment.
As far as the positive environment, I can't really say because I haven't been up in there. I haven't been there in years.
Yeah.
I did hear that the dress codes and all that has changed, so it's not like you can just get up in there with your khaki suit on. You know what I mean, and your Chuck Taylors and all that. But when I was growing up, no, it was not a positive environment. You know, it's not too many skating rinks open no more. They closed down the one in the valley, last year, and they turned that into a homeless shelter.
Wow.
Right off of Reseda and Roscoe.
Yeah.
Oh yes, that skate land.
Yeah, they closed that one down. And I think, even that, when you're closing down communities that's made for kids to get away, to have something to do on the weekends, where do you think they're going?
Yeah. Get away, have something to do on the weekend.
It's only so much you could do in a mall.
Yeah.
And then when the malls close, where does that leave the generation to start doing? It kind of points them into a different direction.
I know for one thing, for my children, what kept them out of trouble was having them deeply involved in sports, whatever sport. From the time they was like 8 years old, the little league baseball, and this, you got somewhere to go. Come on, let's go. And you got to make yourself available. My wife, she made herself available to take them wherever, to all them practice, all three of them, different practice teams and all that stuff. And it's like that kept them out of trouble a lot,
That's what's needed. These
Yeah.
kids want to play. These
Yeah.
kids they want somebody to pay attention to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I work with them all the time, homie. And to the smallest thing, hey, Mr. J, look at me do this. And while I'm attending to one kid, I pause that kid just so I can show this other kid that I am paying attention to him
Yeah.
or to her.
Okay.
And that means a lot, man. It really does, man. When you think about it growing up, we all wanted the approval of, our elders. We all wanted to be, looked at by our elders as if we know how to do certain things.
Yeah.
Sort of like showing off just to show that we know how to do this or we can do that. And it could be to the smallest thing, man. You know what I mean? Something silly.
And at the same time, as a child, you want that approval to somebody let you know you're going in the right direction. You're doing a good job.
You want them to say, "Good job, man. All right." And that's all.
It's needed.
That's all, homie.
Yep.
And when I think about it, if I had somebody on my tail, threatening me, saying, "What you out there doing? How's your day? You know what I mean? What did you do today?" Do you think I would be doing half of the stuff I did if somebody was paying attention to me?
I kind of disagree, Mr. JC, because like me and my brother, we had our father. He was kicking ass. He was tearing our ass up, but we still was up to that bull crap. You know what I mean? Like, so we was still hanging with the homies. Like, we had to be in the house by.
That's what I was gonna say. We had to be home though. You know what I'm saying? You could be out there play around, but we wasn't entrenched in it on no super gangster shit, no super gangster stuff. Cause we had our pops. You know what I'm saying?
But see, that's the thing. With two parents, sometimes moms can't enforce that curfew.
Yeah.
Right.
It's to the point where we're saying we don't want a curfew. We ain't finna abide by this curfew, moms.
Yeah.
Right.
There's only so many tennis rackets she could break over our head, homie.
Damn.
You understand what I'm saying? So, when it came to that, we saw that moms didn't have enough power to scare us. What was next? It was the streets, man. So, if it was a father to take up some of that responsibility, I think it would be somewhat a little bit different on the direction that me and my brothers choose to go in.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember our parents, when they moved to Florida, it was really because like we was getting older and we was up to crap too. But like me and Mr. Floyd X, we talk about like, what if we would have just stayed in LA that the rest, because we was with the business. We was in the mix.
Yeah.
Ain't no telling. Ain't no telling what
I think it was a good distraction to get us up out of there. I think that helped us because we had to start fresh and make new friends. Because like when I go back and see that some people that was deeper into it as we got older, that I was in high school, like God damn, now this super crip. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some got life sentences.
Yep,
like straight up.
It trips you out that they just got deeper into it, and you know.
And I'm gonna tell you like this. Like I said, my mom had 5 boys.
Yeah.
We started off on 42nd and Compton, right?
Okay.
And how would you say we migrated from 42nd and Compton to West LA? Didn't work. We still got contaminated, right? From my mom's had to migrate from West LA to the Valley.
Yeah.
She had 2 kids left. She was trying to save.
Mm-hmm.
And it saved them.
Mm-hmm.
The moving around saved them?
Huh?
You saying that the moving around saved them? Or okay.
Yeah. Because she moved from 42nd and Compton because of the infestation of the gangbanging and stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is in the 70s, homie.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And when she moved from the east side to the west side, we was out on the outskirts of West LA, I guess you would say.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, to where outside of where she moved wasn't no more gang banging, but she was just on the outskirts. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
She didn't move far enough. It was still, we were still inside that circle. You know what I mean? Of danger.
Okay. Yeah, man.
And once our house got shot up, then she was like, "Oh hell no! I got 2 more kids to raise up, and y'all Negroes are not finna mess this up for them."
Mm-hmm.
And when she moved, I think that was the best thing because we never knew about the Valley until she moved.
Yeah.
We knew about the west side from the east side until she moved.
Yeah. I kind of feel like me living out here in Lancaster is like because I got 3 sons, and I kind of feel like if I lived in the city, just them, they cool cats, they in the mix, the gang infestation is not like LA at all. At all, like whatsoever.
It's the home ground, man. It's the base. It's the hub. So it's like, what's the odds on your boys not linking up with this dude that got a friend that's gangbanging, that's active? That's how it starts. Your son don't have to have a friend that's active, but what about your son's friend?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Hey, I want to transition. To something back to like with the young Dolph.
Okay.
Because in the same thing, like with Nipsey died where he grew up at. Same with young Dolph. A lot of people is dying like when they in their own city. Yep. So how about this is like, do you feel that they're slipping or are they stupid for coming back to the community and being so like cavalier, like it's no big deal? Do you think that they're tripping?
You know what, homie? It's a funny thing because where I'm from, I could go over there right now and walk the street at 1 o'clock in the morning, and it wouldn't even fucking face me.
Yeah.
You understand? Because I'm so comfortable on that side of town.
Right.
I'm so comfortable with people looking at me as a threat. Even though my mindset is not there no more. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm still comfortable walking on 61st and Hooper at Mary Bethune Park at 2 in the morning. You know what I mean? Same time in broad daylight, and I wouldn't say that because I'm back over there, I'm slipping. I'm just comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
I feel the same way. Like with Nipsey, like because I remember me and Smooth was having this talk. He was saying Nipsey was slipping, and I was like, no, he grew up there. He was selling mixtapes in the early '90s there as a kid. Like I don't feel like because I feel the same way. I feel like I could slide to Mike's Liquor anytime, whether it's midnight and I don't care how much money I got. If I'm a millionaire, I'm gonna do that. And then, if somebody get me, I don't feel that slipping, man. I don't. I'm just like, but I don't. But if you got like a lot of enemies, and you got enemies, that's when you better roll accordingly.
Yeah, because you can be somewhere in France. You understand what I'm saying? And if they gonna lick you, they gonna lick you.
Right.
You know what I mean?
And I think the problem be that a lot of these rappers, like when you listen to their song or you hear them in interviews talking about because he wasn't moving right, and they think they know how to move, but you can only be on guard so much.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna catch you slipping. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it's like they think that that's their safeguard because I know how to move. You know, I move right. And that ain't stopping nothing. That dude,
right.
Like Mo 3.
Yeah, Mo 3, FBG Duck. That was like he wasn't even in the hood when he got killed in Chicago. He was somewhere in some nice area, from what I understand.
Yeah, like a Beverly Hills. In Chicago, it was like a real posh area. Shopping, Louis stores, and all that. You know? Yeah. It's just really. I don't think it's like how you move and stuff because anybody can get you at any time. You know, because it's like how Tupac said. He was like, I'll never be scared of my people. Like I remember I got to that because I used to think of like when I be in LA, like, oh, I gotta have a gun. And then like after I did my little time, I was really had to change the way I think. I was thinking like I never had to shoot nobody. I was running around all these years with a gun and I didn't need it. And having a gun, it was having me go places where I normally wouldn't even go. So, and it was like I had to change my mind state.
Yeah.
And you know, I think that's necessary too with a lot of stuff that we do and just how we move. Because I know I do a lot of stuff a lot different than I did before. Of course, that comes with just getting older
and maturity, homie.
So yeah, as far as speaking on guns and stuff like that, right? I believe in New York, it's like an automatic 10 years if you caught with a gun. You know what I'm saying? How critical is it to have a gun? How necessary do you think it is to have a gun and be out here in these streets? Does that make you safer?
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Okay.
Because it's not like you're gonna be like, okay, I saved the day because I if something's going down, if you see it coming, if you got it,
that's the only way. Because if you can't get to it, it ain't gonna do you no good.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's a form of protection. I mean, under the amendment, you know what I mean? But in the amendment, it doesn't say about an ex-felon can't carry a pistol. They made up a rule to where ex-felons can't carry a pistol, and it's not under any amendment. You know what I mean? It's just a law that was created, you know what I mean, mainly for us. You know what I mean? Like I said, it's just a lot of stuff, man, that, as you get older, yeah, you might have did something with a weapon when you were younger that was stupid, but it shouldn't penalize you now as an adult. There should be some type of time limit on, just like ex-felons could be able to vote. It should be the same with you being able to carry a weapon now. You understand? It shouldn't be a life sentence that you can't protect your household because you got in trouble with a weapon when you were younger.
Yeah. I like a few weeks ago, I'm with a buddy of mine, and we from the same area, and my man, like, we going to this underground spot. My man is like, we getting search and going. He like, nah. I'm like, you got the whoop on you right here, like. I'm like, damn, bro, we over 40. It was weird. I mean, I get having it though. I do understand having it, but like, we're gonna go and you trying to get into the club with the burn on you. Like, what you have a shootout in the damn club? Like, it was that was weird to me. That was weird. But I do get having it, especially if you gang banging. You do have enemies.
Yeah, if you active still, you got a lot of older cats, man, that's saying I'm gonna die with this coming out my mouth. You understand what I'm saying? I want to die with this hood coming out of my mouth. So therefore, they gonna do what they need to do until that day comes. And they got their mind made up. You know what I mean? Their mind is made up, homie. You know what I mean? And it's a cold thing. As you get older, you're supposed to be able to change your mindset to be able to move forward and grow. But at the same time, we all not looking to grow in the same directions. You know what I mean? Some of us gonna grow in a different direction than our homies. You know what I mean? And when you see those type of instances happening, you're supposed to be able to create some type of pattern to where you start distancing yourself from those type of situations, because eventually you will get caught up. You will get caught up, homie, sooner or later, man. If you don't figure out how to create distance between that problem, you know what I mean? That problem is gonna become your problem.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah, focus up. Focus up. I know I had changed a lot of like my patterns and how I move and people I associate with, because there's a lot of cats I know that's with the with the what's, and it's some cats like I remember seeing this one cat I was locked up with, and we was talking, and we exchanged numbers so we should keep in touch. And then my man is like, you can tell he's thirsty. He's really like, he looking for a lick. And I'm like, he telling me like, if I know something, if you know, yo, let me know. And he was like, we get there, and if it ain't like that, well, we could work that out between me and you. I'm like, damn, like he trying to get me to point him to a lick, and if it ain't right, he gonna have an issue with me, like straight up telling me to my face. Like, I'm like, yeah, let me leave this cat alone, like for
That's
real.
What's that on Juice, the brother, before he went up into the pool hall? He said, "You want some?
You want a piece of this?"
Oh yeah, it'll be 5 dead niggas instead of 1, right? Yeah. So it'd be a lot of cats I run into, and then I'll be thinking like, what's the point of us keeping in contact? Because it's not gonna help me progress in any type of manner, and it's not gonna help you. It's not gonna help you, especially because a lot of people's mindset be way different, way on a different page. So.
And you be trying to figure out what half of these people be thinking about when they say and do some of the things they do, man.
It's crazy, man.
Yes.
Yep. Oh man. That's what it do. Y'all want to move on to the next subject? We got the young Dolph, and any updates on the virus?
Man, I'm hearing that they regulating for flying.
Yeah.
Oh, no, now they regulating for that, and I just heard on the news that they're starting to regulate. What if they starting to regulate a lot more if you ain't got your shots. They was some of the places they were saying if you're not vaccinated and you're not showing any symptoms or something like that, that is okay. Now that stuff is not okay no more. If you're not vaccinated, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So
when I was in Hawaii at the airport, it was a restaurant that clearly had on the wall vaccinated entry only. If you ain't vaccinated, you can't come into the restaurant. I'm like, God dang, where we supposed to eat at? So one restaurant, you have to go, you order the food and get it going. that you couldn't sit down. You couldn't sit down and eat in there if you wasn't vaccinated. And I mean, they just pressing that line. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I was listening. I saw an interview with Rizza Islam on what show was he on? The what's that dude? Beehive. I saw that interview. I was like, man, he was kicking facts. It made me even more vehement that I'm not taking that. You know,
Vaccine.
I ain't taking that. And I'm just
Yeah, they're
like,
starting to press the employers now, man, to where you can't even have employees on the job site.
that's crazy.
They're starting to press these employers, man, to where if you're not vaccinated, you can't even work.
Yeah,
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's gonna come down to a situation, man, where a lot of people's jobs is gonna be in jeopardy, man.
yeah.
So, if a lot of people is not making that transition now to sell drugs or to hustle, you're gonna be in big trouble.
Yeah.
Be in big trouble. You better get self if you ain't vaccinated because the government is gonna take your job.
Yeah. Straight up.
You better learn how to
Yeah.
get out the block, sell some, because if you don't want to get vaccinated, you better be self-employed, man.
Right. Yeah, that's why I'm looking at it like with the way they crank down with the flying, man. That was the only thing that I said. Well, I guess I'll have to take it for that
Travel.
for travel. That's the only thing because
Where you gonna work though?
it I they got jobs where they ain't tripping on that.
Let's
Not
let's
yet.
let's tap on that. The being self-employed to avoid having to do that. You know what I'm saying? What is some things that someone can do to be self-employed aside from no illegal activity? What can someone do to be self-employed?
I'm gonna tell you this. You can be self-employed, right? But the
Yeah.
government's slick. The government is a mug, man. I'm gonna tell you why. You can be self-employed, but guess what? The government is gonna fine you if your employees are not vaccinated.
Well, I
They're gonna
haven't heard
fine
that
you.
one.
Yeah.
Your employees have to show proof of vaccination just to work, man.
Really? So that's what they telling them?
We're not there yet.
Not yet.
We're not there yet.
Not yet. But
Yeah.
like I said before, on how things are starting to progress into a certain direction, it's starting to go that way, man. Because these people on the news is telling you every day how this is finna happen. I mean, my job, everybody has to be vaccinated, and my CEO was like, if people's not vaccinated, they gotta get fired. They gotta, he gotta let them go.
Damn.
So it's happening behind the scenes already, homie.
Mhm.
So, if you want to be self-employed, that's cool. But if you want to have employees, the government want to make sure they vaccinate before they get out there messing with the public.
Man.
Well, I mean, but I'm seeing that it's like it's not every company is doing that.
No, but they trying to press the issue on fining. They're fining people now. Trying to fine people and send a crew around to make sure that you're following the mandate policies.
Yeah.
Quote.
Well, I haven't heard that with as far as the companies. I know like certain like hospitals and public companies and like the city, the fire department, police department. But it's a lot of pushback on that as well. Like it's a lot of firefighters that's refusing to get vaccinated, and
but they already let them go. They're already making a program up.
They're being laid off. Yep.
Yeah, but you can't fire everybody. I'm saying this.
But you can hire everybody.
Nah, it's gonna be a lot of lawsuits. I think this gonna do more harm than good because people like let's say your job, let's say they fire you. Let's say you're a Muslim and you don't believe in taking these vaccines and stuff like that, and they fire you. You're gonna call a lawyer. You're gonna call a lawyer or somebody. It's gonna be a lot of pushback.
I think wrongful determinations. Wrongful terminations from the job, and it's going to go all the way to probably to the Supreme Court.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I'm gonna tell you, when it comes down to the last word, the president is gonna have his say so, man. And once the president says what he has to say, man, everybody gonna have to follow that stuff, man.
Uh-uh.
Man.
I ain't following it. I ain't getting vaccinated. I ain't doing it.
Yeah.
I ain't going there, bro.
On wood, nigga.
I was talking with my daughter. She said she having second thoughts about it. She regret getting it. And she said she had
Really?
to do that booster stuff. Yeah.
Oh, really? Who? Joy or Promise?
Joy. She
Oh,
looking at it and she know. And like y'all heard that story about they gave the children the wrong dose.
I mean, accidents happen. Accidents happen. You got.
It was an accident though.
wow.
That was intentional. It was deceitful. That the school they had. I forget what was the organization. They had the adult doses, and they just on their own mind just said we just gonna give them half of it, and they just cut it like some drugs. They just cut it. You know what I'm saying? And the only reason they found out because a mother, she said, "Wait, the orange caps are for the children, and the purple caps are for the adult. The little vials that because she just happened to know that she was like, isn't that an adult dosage?" And because they got exposed, they had to explain, yeah, it is, but this is what we're doing. So she took it to the law, and that's how they found out. They would have just gave them half of it if nobody was wiser to say, oh, they're different. You know what I'm saying? And that's, man, I don't trust them at all.
Me neither, dude.
They could keep that, dude.
I get that part. There's been a lot of discrepancies when it comes to all of that.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I don't know. I know if it's gonna turn people into zombies later on, y'all just not for me, man. Take a bite out y'all ass.
Hey, but it's like the brother Rizza Islam was talking about as far as like how birth control was invented. They tested it out on Puerto Rican women.
Yeah.
They had a whole thing for years.
Man.
That's how they just gave it. They had the placebo and then they had the real birth control. They thought they was taking something totally different. That's how birth control came about. That's cold blooded, dog.
The government is known for doing a lot of bad things to the communities and stuff stuff like that. But this pandemic stuff, man, or pandemic, however you want to call it, it's here. It's here. It's being regulated to the point to where a lot of people is dying. A lot of people is losing their jobs. They saying they got the shots for the kids, but the kids ain't been getting sick.
No,
not as like
the only reason they made the children dose was because parents was demanding it. The children didn't need it. The parents was like, man, I just want to make sure my child protected. And they just kept demanding. So they said, okay, let's give them something. And they just came up with some mess. You know what I'm saying? Those children don't need no doses.
Right. It's like my daughter, mom. She can't wait till my daughter turned 12 so she could get the shot. I'm looking like she don't need no damn freaking vaccine, you know? Some people just like, oh, they said do it, so we have to do it.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes.
It is, man.
I know I was totally against it until they put me into the situation of I had to get vaccinated or, sit at home and work from home, right? And then working from home, it wasn't gonna last too long because they back on the job site. So
let me ask you this. Was you punked into taking it?
No.
Okay. But I mean, if you said you was against it and they backed you into a corner.
Okay, let me ask you this. Did you get your vaccination shots to start school when you started school?
I think I did.
Okay, Negro. That's what's the difference.
But see, what I'm saying, like, if my job comes to me and say either you get the vaccine shot or you're gonna get laid off, I have a choice to make.
Yeah.
If I submit to it, I'm gonna feel like I got punked. I'm gonna be like, God damn,
Yeah, like bullied.
Yeah,
I got
to a certain
bullied.
extent, I did feel like, I did feel like I was backed in the corner, and you kind of feel like you being bullied, yeah, in a certain way.
That's what I'm saying. So it's just
Certain
like,
way, I mean, but who hasn't been bullied by the damn government? They taking money out your paycheck every time you get it.
yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? It's like, we getting worked over by the government every time you turn around, man. So it's like, you know, yeah, it's a difference from, getting money and this and that taken out your paycheck from getting some fluids pumped into your body that you don't even know what the hell it is.
Man, right.
But like I said, I let it come down to something happening to me from what they put in my body. I'm gonna go looking for somebody. Let me go camp out in front of the White House. I'm gonna catch me a security guard or somebody come up. Somebody pay for this, man. You know what I'm saying? Security at the White House. Somebody gonna pay for this, man.
Yeah, crazy, man. Like I said, I had to figure it out, and being self-employed, I'll go back to cutting grass if I have to. You know what I'm saying? I'll be out there and grinding because
Oh, so you like regardless of what, you ain't doing it.
Nah. The only thing that can get me is like with you, the travel part, because they hindering my freedom to move about, and I don't like to be held, confined.
Right.
Like the comedian that Corey Holcomb, he'll be in that car on the road. Cause they stand up instead of flying everywhere. He said he'll figure it out. I'll just drive to where I need to go.
Wow.
Sitting there like, man, that's the only thing that can catch me. They'll punk me into taking it if the travel and shit. I'm just like, God damn.
It's going to come down to it, man, because they're cutting off every option that we're trying to create.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna get to the point where they just gonna stop thinking about it. Ain't nothing else gonna be said about it, and it's gonna be whatever. And everything gonna go back to normal. And everybody,
right?
Yeah. What happened with all this mandatory stuff and and it's just they ain't even gonna trip off it no more. That's what I'm thinking gonna happen.
Well, I thought it wasn't gonna last no more than a year, and here we going on 2 years now.
Yeah,
right.
With this mask on our face, I be looking at a lot of women. They makeup be all over their face. They take their mask off and they got makeup up here, all that shit. I was like, oh, man, that's all bad, boy.
Yeah,
that's all bad, man. Yeah, it's sad to see the kids have to wear it on their face. I walk around sometimes and I was like, dude, is this the world we living in where everybody walking around with masks on their face?
Man,
you can't even see a person's real beauty because it's being masked by their face. You can think you can think a female look good with that right there.
right. Yeah. It's helping a lot of chicks look good with that damn ass. Woo! You ain't lying with that one.
Man, let me tell you, boy, I've been bamboozled. I'm telling you, boy. That what's that below? Oh yeah.
Yeah.
A lot, boy.
Yeah. I met this one on the plane, man. She took that when I went on her Instagram. She like a chipmunk, bro. Like when she put that something. Baby girl look like a chipmunk.
Damn. That's crazy, man.
I don't know, man. I mean, as each day goes forward, I mean, if you don't want to get the shot, then like I say, it's best for you to try to be self-employed, man, and move in that direction. You know what I mean? Because ain't no telling when this government is gonna stop playing games with the society that they living in. They talking about our president is not even fit to be president. He's not even healthy enough to be president. They said that last night.
I was saying that 2 years ago.
He's not healthy. What does that mean? He's not healthy.
I don't see him making another
physical.
Yeah. Okay.
And they talking about Kamala Harris is being downplayed. She's being pushed in the background. She's not being, she's not doing what a vice president is supposed to do as far as being out there.
Damn.
Right.
And they were trying to question her yesterday, asking, is she being put in the background because of her race and this and that? And she switched the question. But damn, I never thought of it like that. You know what I mean? As far as we having a black vice president, and she's not out there, speaking to the public. And when I think about it, I ain't really saw her out there speaking to nobody yet.
She black when it's convenient. I don't really trust her, bro. She's black sometimes. She talking about
Hey,
she's Asian now.
hey,
Oh,
hey, let's save that topic for next week.
Okay.
Let's say we running up on to the end of the show. So
Focus up.
oh my goodness,
Focus up.
hour already.
yep, who gonna close us out? Jay Walk, you'll close us out.
For sure. Hey, want to thank everybody for tuning in. My brother's here, Mr. Floyd X,
Yes,
Mr.
sir.
JC. I'm Walk. And stay positive. Focus up. We out.
All right,
Deuces.
thanks. All right, so